Hey, welcome to the HVAC Grapevine Show. Hey guys, what's happening?
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
Yo.
Yeah, man.
It's good.
So late again, although nobody in the podcast world knows that. But I got the show started. Everybody's welcome, you know.
I literally just got on, like just as you were starting the show.
I know. I had to add you as you were coming.
Eric,
in.
I just logged in and he went to screen. I was like, man, Eric's not here.
Yeah, I rolled in the house, unloaded the truck, jumped in the shower. Long story. Anyway, it has been a ridiculously long week.
We know who holds it down around here. I can tell you that because last week was, I don't know what you guys were thinking.
Yeah, it might be
craziness.
We had fun though. Me and Eric had fun.
All professionalism, I feel, just went down the drain on this show.
Dude, I was trying to hit you up like 55 times, and you weren't answering my phone calls, Chris.
Yeah, man. I was busy, dude.
That's the only professionalism we got right there.
I know. What's wrong? What's wrong with this trade, man? What is wrong with us?
I don't know.
But we blew the whole budget on Johnny Supertech, so.
Yeah, I mean, the dude gave some amazing tips. I will say that. I caught the show. I mean, he dropped some bombs, and wow, that's all I could say. I mean, we blew the budget. Totally worth it. Totally worth the money. You know, maybe like next year, if we save all year long, we could get him for like 5 more minutes or something. You know, come on, drop a few bombs, because I mean, it's liquid gold pouring out of that mouth.
Yeah.
All right, so on to new and better things. Today's conversation, guys, is all about indoor air quality. Have we done a show on indoor air quality yet, like hardcore, or is this our first one?
I think we talked about it a couple times with some guests. I mean, we had John Ellis on here that one time. And,
yeah, we did for sure. That was a good one.
John had filtration going, yeah.
But I don't think we've ever really we had the filter conversation where we talked where I had went to ASHRAE and came back with a whole bunch of filter knowledge about MERV A versus MERV A something, how they rate them, and that was fun.
That was cool.
Have we really got into like PM 2.5 on like another level, how we measure it and all that kind of stuff? I don't know if we've done that yet. So that's kind of where this show is going. We had a hole to fill, and today we're gonna fill that hole. And so,
nice,
because I think this is going to be a deep show. I'm not going to usually, we chat for a little while, bring a guest on, but I'm bringing the guest straight on, guys.
Let's go.
I am bringing Kevin from Haven straight to the show so we can get this party started. So let's welcome Kevin straight to the show.
Hello, Kevin Hart. Oh, Kevin the Hitman. Oh, not wrong, Kevin Hart,
the Canadian.
Not the comedian.
Not the comedian. There might be some jokes in there, though.
Only Brian Orr could say that whole thing and not mess it up.
Yeah.
He's such a linguist.
He is. He's got a gift. A gift that we just don't have.
You did say on to better things from Johnny Supertech, so that's a huge compliment. Thanks.
Yeah, you're right.
These two are always arguing, Chris and Johnny.
Yeah. He likes to go around saying that he taught me everything. You know what I'm saying? That kind of pisses me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. When that guy says that.
He did write the manuals.
So true, but I don't know, man. He's just cocky. That's all I can say. Dude needs to be put in his place.
That's right.
I may not be the guy to do it. I'm all right in my intelligence, but I don't know if I'm on a level to go to bat with him.
Yeah, he's writing manuals, so.
Yeah. But I bet, Kevin, you could probably hold your own with that man when it comes to IAQ, I'm sure.
Very, very likely. Actually, I had an idea for the show. I'll run it by you. We could go deep into the technical, but I did have an idea.
All right.
So a game, it's out of 8 points. And so it's sort of a checklist. If you've done these air quality things, you get a point. Maybe if you don't, you got to take a drink or something. I don't know.
Oh, I like this
Oh
game.
man, let me go fill my cup up.
That, or we could just go deep into, I don't know, technical.
No, I like
I'm
the
down for
idea of
that.
the game. Can you control the game while being on the show? Do I need to bring up like my OneNote and do some tracking here? Like, you tell me what we got to do.
But I mean, this I don't know how many listeners we have, but I mean, everyone can participate. We can see who gets the most points. I don't think anyone
Yeah.
can get them.
I mean, you can. I mean, if you can get 10 out of 8 points, that's pretty good.
That is
Yeah, I
very
think-
good.
I'm down, man. I'm down. Let's make it weird. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
How do we play? So this is an IAQ game.
IQ game. Okay, so
Do I time out? Do I need to track points on my computer? Like I'm making a spreadsheet right now,
yeah,
Mr.
Wow.
Organized right here.
He's been hanging around Steve Rogers.
Steve
a
Rogers,
little bit.
yeah, yeah,
Mr.
Gotta-
Spreadsheet, throw it out there, baby. Throw it out
Yeah.
there.
yeah. It's true.
Shout out to Steve.
All right.
Thanks for all your spreadsheets, buddy. We love you.
Yeah.
He's got a pile of them. I often think like, what happens to Steve when his computer crashes? Would he just be like, "Oh no"? And I don't think he would. Like I have so many of his spreadsheets now that I've like accumulated and I resort back to. Like if I lost them, I'd just be like, "Oh my god!" I know he has them.
Spreadsheets live on.
I
But
wonder if
like,
he just has like a paper cabinet with everything.
That's what.
backed up.
That's
Oh
what
my God,
cloud.
like an
that-
oak
that's what
cabinet?
cloud. That's what cloud backup is for, right? It's in the cloud, and it all comes back when you get a new computer. Just appears
Yeah.
magically.
We should take all of Steve Rogers' notes and put it on like hieroglyph like tablets, chipped in stone.
I'll tell you guys a small secret from the inside. Like Steve maybe has some Excel sheets that he resorts back to, but generally speaking, he doesn't know where they're at and he doesn't keep them. If you want to know something or if you got to work something out, he'll just pull up a new Excel sheet and then just bang it out real quick. And it's just like the level of math that man could do in just a few minutes in an Excel sheet, that would take me all day, if I could even do it. And then he'll just delete it, or he'll be like, "Hey, do you want this? Because if not, I'm just gonna purge it." I'm like, purge it? Like, no, don't purge that. That's gold. What are you gonna do? Yeah.
So
I don't
next
think, like, he doesn't
symposium,
retain a lot of.
we'll see if we can get him like a Neuralink, and we'll just like hack into his brain.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the game. This sounds
All right.
fun.
Is there anyone in the audience who wants to play along?
Let's see. To the audience. If
Oh yeah,
you're
it's Father's
viewing
Day.
it.
Happy
Yeah.
Father's Day.
Happy
Awesome.
Father's Day.
So if
Except you,
you're-
Eric.
Yeah. Well, he's got.
Hey,
he's
I got a
puppy
dog. I'm a dog. I'm a dog dad. What the heck, man?
Happy Pappy Day.
All right. So if you were
He
in
got,
the audience,
he got me nothing today.
and you want to
That's probably a
participate,
good thing.
say yes in the chat. And so far, we've got nobody. All right. It's
I guess it's
four,
just
and
it's the
free-for-all. Here we go.
three or four of us playing, right?
That's what it looks like.
Okay,
Okay.
First point. Have you ever? The game is not have you ever, but have you ever tested for radon in your home?
Hold on, time out.
Yep.
We've got two people here. We've got Tom. I'm putting Tom in my spreadsheet, and Haven is in my spreadsheet. So
Dave
I'm
Johnson.
thinking
Dave
this
Johnson
is-
Ola's in there too.
Oh yeah, and Dave. Yeah. All right, Dave. Man, this is going to be hard to keep up with. Have you ever tested for radon in your own house? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What?
So
I
radon
I don't-
is the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. I mean, there are people who don't test for decades, and then they test, and it's super high in their home. I mean, this
So-
thing is measured in picocuries per liter,
Pico
Or
Curies,
back rolls.
that's right. Yeah.
and if you're over, I think it's 2.7 picocuries or 100 becquerels, that is in basically the territory of smoking cigarettes every day, like a pack a day.
Okay. Dang. So, all right. So I have not tested my own home. I have played a role of testing someone else's home recently, but never my own home. So I guess I'd lose a point.
I can tell you this from
I got this in my cart. Does that count?
I can tell you from my experience testing radon, right? And I don't have those. I've got air things in my house. But it's interesting to watch because it's not a steady number, right? It can be really low sometimes. It can go up. It can go down. It can vary with all kinds of different things. And looking at some of the research on how it gets into houses and how it can come out of the ground into your house is pretty friggin' wild. I mean, just the air pressure can, change things. Like, what was that, Chris? We were at up at Minneapolis this year at the Home Performance Conference, and they were who was giving that presentation where they were talking about, was it you that were talking about how far out the ground can be pressurized with a blower door?
Dude,
that was I think that was our class. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
We I'll give you a real life example of radon in a home. We I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too hard. Some people have seen the footage on this, but we did a total house overhaul. And we radon prepped the house. We put radon underneath the encapsulated crawl. We encapsulated the crawl. And we were thinking more than likely, maybe we won't need to do anything with radon, but we wanted to be prepared for it in case it came up.
Right.
It turns out it did come up. And so we had to do radon mitigation.
So like
even in the encapsulated crawl,
it can come in like if you got old sewer lines or something, like the old clay tile sewer lines, it can come in the joints on those and come back up your sewer into your house too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like also it comes in the water. Like if you have well water, I was watching this old house. There was an episode where I think it was how do you say his name? Trethewey?
Trethewey.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I saw him at the symposium, that's the first question I asked him. I was like how bad is this radon stuff? He goes, it's all over the country. It's spotty. And he had a well tank, and it was bubbling up through there, dude. They had to vent all of the water, otherwise it spilled into the basement. And if you've got duct leakage in the basement, it's going to the whole house, dude. It's nuts.
Yeah, you got to oxidate it. You got to oxidate it in the water. And also, if it is a well water full of radon, when you shower, you breathe large quantities of radon.
Ooh.
If you're showering with that well water, it gets into the air. Yeah.
Nice hot air going in the lungs. You turn into the Hulk.
That sounds like the worst humidifier ever.
Right? Radioactive humidifier.
Yeah. So Kevin, I'm assuming you get a point.
I get a point. Yeah, I got the EcoCube here. I'm testing my radon.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
I got it. Oh, you didn't see
right.
it? Yeah, I got it.
1 point for Kevin.
You got me on there? I got one on.
I feel like Kevin will win this game.
I only play games that'll win. So
yeah.
It's a good thing to do. Only play if you're going to win, right?
Hey, Robin.
All right.
Okay.
Round two.
Robin, what's
two.
up?
Ding, ding.
Do your bathroom fans and your kitchen hood fan vent directly outside? Do they vent directly outside? And do you actually use it?
Good
half
point,
a point,
right?
Half a point.
Do you actually use it?
That is a 2-point question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a definite on that one. I had to ventilate everything out.
I got a half a point. Kitchen hood is not active right now, unfortunately. But that's due to
like
ongoing
doesn't work,
construction.
or just it recirculates in the
doesn't
in the
like
space?
There's no fan there whatsoever.
Oh.
I've got it. I'm building.
You got the forehead fan.
I'm building a custom system. The good thing is it's an electric stove, so you don't get the. I'm less concerned about it because it's an electric stove.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put down a point, but I do have some work to do. Like
I don't like how Chris has the capability of putting points for himself.
Actually,
Chris is gonna get 12
points for that one.
Chris is gonna get 12 points out of this game, and it's only an 8-point game.
So we got a yes and a not sure from Steven.
House in the house. What's up, House?
Point. And then who else is playing? Tom was a yes, so Tom gets a point.
We're gonna get Mikey back on the show.
Who else was playing? It was Dave. Yes and no. We're gonna say if it's not a total yes, you don't across the board. You don't get a point.
Half a point. Half a point. You get half points.
Dave gets no points. Sorry, Dave.
I thought we'd be in better shape.
You're local.
I thought we'd be in better shape. I was going to add another caveat, which is if your hood fan's over 400 CFM, do you have an approach for makeup air?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, is this question 3?
No, that was just, it was going to be a
Oh.
caveat for number 2.
Oh,
That's number 2C. 2C?
That was a bonus point. That's how Chris is going to get his extra points. He's like, oh, yeah, I got the bonus point.
Dude,
All right.
I did a video on my kitchen. And it's horrible. It's like 100 CFM. Horrible.
oh yeah, I'm sure mine's not very good. That's you know.
You don't need big CFM. What you need is in the right spot.
In the right spot.
Right.
And
Right.
realistically,
I would,
what you need is curtains that drop down from that hood that's
Right?
above your stove, drop
You're like-
all the way down around your stove to
Yeah.
like bring everything in.
Corbett had a good video on that. He has like the return air coming right in the bottom, and it makes
Okay.
like a, you know,
Yeah.
makes a nice curtain of air that goes in. It just washes it out, takes it out. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's like commercial,
I mean,
you know.
Yeah, that's what a commercial kitchen does. If you look at a commercial kitchen, right, it sends
Yeah.
supply air down right in front of
Right in the front.
the cooks, and then the exhaust is in the back, so it just kind of wraps and sucks
Yep.
it all up the back
Makes
side
it
of that hood.
Nice.
Makes a
little-
roll in
For
there.
the rich
Yeah.
places, it's conditioned makeup air.
Ooh.
That's the restaurant you want to
and,
work
and
in.
dehumidified. Oh, 2C or D. Are we on D?
We're on question 3.
I will say for Eric, like, yeah, it's better not to have gas, but you're still using oils, cooking oils, and you're getting a lot of PM 2.5. It's one of the largest sources of PM 2.5, regardless of the source of heat. Definitely better not to have gas, but you're still gonna
Like I
breathe in
said-
those PM 2.5 particles.
Let me ask you guys a
Hence,
question.
hence the
Have y'all-
reason I said less concerned about it.
I've cooked
Not-
a lot on
No
gas,
concern.
and I've cooked a lot on an electric stove. And I'm just gonna say it from a person who cooks a lot. Gas is where it's at, man. Like if you're a true cook, you want to cook on gas.
You know what the true
So-
cooks are doing now? True
Cooking on
cooks are going
gas.
Sous vide.
no, they're going induction.
Ooh.
Really?
Well, I don't
Yep.
know about that, man. I think
Yeah.
gas still holds the throne.
We'll
But
find
No,
out
the-
next.
the,
find out
the-
next week. I got Gordon Ramsay coming on next week, so
oh
we'll
yeah,
find out. Yeah, we'll find out.
I thought
You-
we'd
you
blow
know what
our
I'm
budget
doing?
on Johnny.
These days, I'm doing the Instant Pot.
Oh yeah, me
Oh, yeah.
too.
I'm
I
doing
think-
everything in that. Like,
Dude, isn't
I'm-
that thing a blast?
it's awesome.
I don't
Yeah,
have
it's
one of
really
those.
cool.
Good for
It's a
IQ
pot.
as well.
Well, think about it, Chris. You can make that Louisiana gumbo, schmumbo rice, and andouille all in that pot, man. It's a
Yeah,
pressure
yeah.
cooker.
And Neil, like you don't take my bacon smell away, right? Like when the hood doesn't go on when the bacon cooks, because I want the house to smell like bacon for the rest of the day.
I agree.
He,
I
he
have
loves
no
those
problems
bacon
with that.
VOCs.
I am okay with bacon VOC. That is good stuff, man.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's it's a game changer. That Instant Pot, man. If you're in a pinch for like cooking something, dude, I could throw a frozen pork loin in there. It's done in 40 minutes.
It speeds
Close.
things up dramatically. And I started making yogurt in that thing. I make my
No
own
kidding.
yogurt now. It,
Wow.
It can do everything. It's crazy. I love it.
Man, can it fix my career?
Uh,
The Instant Pot. No Instant Pot.
all
Oh,
right.
that's-
All
that's
right. Next
cool.
question. Do you have MERV 13 or greater filtration in your home?
Ooh, nope.
Yes.
Big zero.
You know, I can't remember. I run the Practical Complete filter with the foam gasket around it, the 5-inch. I think it's a MERV 13, but it might be a MERV 11.
I think those are 11s.
Are they
Now-
11s or 13s?
Eric's
Now,
going
does
after your point.
Does it count if I have HEPA filtration in my vacuum cleaner?
Ooh.
If you run it continuously, then yes.
Yeah. What's that noise? That's my vacuum. Yeah,
there you go.
MERV
There you go.
13. I took a
Curious, man.
big hit, man, on static with the MERV 13 filter. Woo!
Gotta
But
go
we
big,
made it.
baby.
made
Big.
it.
I mean, I will battle people on. I mean, everyone complains about static with MERV 13, but there's so many ways. Like, yeah, put it at the filter grill. You know, cut it in at the filter grill. There's different ways to get that. Actually, Neil Comparetto had a good episode. How he takes huge, oversized filter grills, and what is there
Oh.
usually 2 or 3 of those per home, and so you can get a lot of surface area. Static
Yeah.
pressure
Yeah.
is real low.
I'm a MERV 11.
Uh-oh.
I get that point. I just looked it up. It's a MERV 11.
Tom Lick's got a 16 5-inch
Tom-
deep
Tom gets
carbon
a-
impregnated.
Tom
Oh,
gets
he's got the
another point.
Lennox one.
Yeah, he's got that Lennox.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Yeah. I got the MERV 13 filter buy. I
Where's
got the
Dave?
GB.
Dave didn't comment. I'm gonna go with a no then. All right, Dave. Dave, you ain't
Hausch
doing
pulling
so
out
hot.
the 16. The
Golly,
MERV
Hausch.
16. Jeez.
Goodness gracious.
It's not even the
All right.
question.
I might have to put a 16 in mine soon. Might be a good idea.
I mean, 16 is approaching HEPA. That's
Yeah.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
that
Hausch
16 's a
runs-
little crazy.
Hausch runs 2 16s and 2 HEPAs.
Whew.
damn.
And thank God he quit smoking because I'm like, that's counterproductive.
Now he's making up for it. He's
Yeah,
reversing.
Everybody knows true smokers. They always go outside. Come on.
It's true. It's true. Shut the door.
Yeah. All right, that's 3.
Okay, caveat to this.
Wait, Kevin. I haven't been keeping up your points. I'm assuming you have all these.
Oh yeah. I'm
Just
good on these.
fill
so-
him in for once.
So
But there is a caveat. There was a
us,
caveat
I'm
for this
winning.
one.
All right.
If your filter is long overdue to be changed, then you lose the point.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit. I gotta
That's-
go look.
None of
If
us
you
got a
if
point.
you have to look, then it's
If
overdue
you don't
to be
know,
changed.
if you don't know, you also lose the point.
If you
It-
can't remember the last
Sucker
time you
lasts a
changed
year.
your filter,
It lasts me a year somehow. I don't know how. But yeah.
yeah, it lasts
A
you a year
24.
if you check it every 2 years.
I got a Magna Healy just sitting on there all day. I'm
Mike's
a weirdo.
got all the nice stuff. How's that dryer? That heat pump dryer you got? That thing was cool.
Dude, thanks for asking. It's running good, man. Thank God. I have no problems with it. I don't have to vent to outside no more. Right? So I don't have 150 CFM running all day anymore.
Is it the unit that does the washing and drying? You don't have to move it. Oh,
Yep.
that's nice. That's nice.
One
I'm
machine.
gonna I want to answer House here, and I'm gonna say no because a big part of filtration is not necessarily pressure drop. Pressure drop is actually one method of measuring if a filter is done, but because the filters use electrostatic charge for a lot of the capture,
Mhm.
like the pressure drop is not going to sense that, and actually when it loses that electrostatic charge, it may even release some of the captured particles. I don't know. I haven't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but isn't the electrostatic charge gone in like less than 2
Like
or 3
a week
weeks?
or two.
No.
Yeah. Are you
Depends-
sure? I thought I had that conversation and it was like
we got to
less
get
than
a
month.
scientist on
Gone.
here. We
It
got to put this
depend-
to bed.
It depends on the filter media that's used. Some go away quicker. Some don't go away as quick.
I want a non-electrostatic filter. That's what I want.
I mean,
I'll
that's
have to-
all-
I'll throw
Well, that's a filter that's
224.
been installed for over a month.
That's it.
I mean, there's some that'll last for, and I think if I'm remembering correctly, what John Ellis said, like on that new filter they came out with, like that one actually lasts over a year.
Right.
But my recollection on if you look on the filters where it says this is a 30-day filter or 90-day filter, whatever, that's actually the electrostatic charge when they predict that electrostatic charge is going to be done.
Well, also, it depends on how clean the air is, because the electrostatic wears down with the amount of particles that land on the medium. And so
Yeah.
if you had pristine air, it would theoretically last longer.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What about a humid climate? I would say that electrostatic would just go quick. If I lived on the ocean,
Yeah, I think humidity, and if you have a lot of particles in the air, it would wear down faster. So
Yeah.
there's some variability to it, but it would make sense that 16, the dust-free 16, would last a long time because you have so much surface area
yeah.
with the charge, so it would probably last longer.
Yeah. But I mean, it literally depends on the filter media, because some media is going to hold or have a stronger electrostatic charge in it that's going to last longer, and it's going to be designed to hold that charge. But once you lose that charge, it's not going to grab those particles going through there, and that's not going to be found out on a magnehelic gauge. You're not going to find that on a pressure drop.
No.
Because the pressure drop is just looking at how many holes get plugged up
Yeah,
in
you're
that
totally
filter.
you're totally right with that. Yeah.
So,
So I think
there's
we should definitely filters should really tell you how long that static is going to last. It should
well,
be
and
a
that's
little-
where most filter manufacturers, like House just mentioned, one manufacturer in there that they recommend changing every 6 months, and a lot of them are going to do that based on their electrostatic charge time,
Gotcha. Yeah.
because they realize under test conditions that that's when that electrostatic charge wears off, so that it's not.
Or they want
going
to just
be,
sell you a new one at 6 months.
Well, that could be too.
One of those. Yep.
But hey,
I mean,
All right.
in general, if you want better filtration, you may have to change it more frequently.
yeah.
So
It-
was
it will
that
get-
question 4? I think it
That was 3. That was 3.
Oh, okay.
There's just a lot of caveats.
I need a point on that one, Chris.
Do you? You get a point?
I'm up 13, baby. Get me in there.
Look at you. Okay. All right.
Okay, question 4. Have you measured CO2, and specifically in your bedroom overnight? And were you able to keep the CO2 under 900 ppm by the morning?
Ooh.
Nope. Oh, my man. Look at
I gotta
him.
go look. I gotta go
who
look at my
wins?
data.
Who wins? Holy wow, 1100.
Yeah,
What are you
dude.
doing in there?
So
Not doing enough. I'm not doing enough.
I'm going to confide and say I will not bash a brand, but I had somebody send me a product to test,
Mhm.
and it was a USB-C like plug-in charge.
Oh, there he is.
Take
It,
that.
it didn't last very long once charged. I think a couple days, and I was so kind of annoyed with it, I just stopped looking at it. So I kind of did and I kind of didn't, right? Like I just wasn't a fan of it, so I stopped paying attention. So
Well, that says a lot.
I
man.
measured
mean,
it, but I just like fell off the wagon. I'm going to give myself a no point just because I didn't really pursue it hard enough. But I will say that has been something that's been weighing on my mind lately, and to get curious about is
Yeah,
my bedroom.
It's rough in the bedroom, man. At night, it's just it's
The
crazy.
bedroom's hard. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my data log because I haven't looked at it in so long. I honestly don't know.
All right, so who gets a point?
I have to leave the bath fan running like all night. It's ridiculous.
Kevin
I
gets
need
a point.
I need an ERV like tomorrow.
All right, who else gets a point?
Yes, give me a point on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Eric finally gets on the board with a point.
What do
House
you
doesn't
mean?
have a monitor, but
That's
he's,
your first,
he
that's
still
your
gets
first
the
point, dude.
No, it wasn't. Radon was my first point.
No. I
Yeah,
asked you. You were like, no.
I said yes because I've got an Air Things wave in my
Dude.
house.
Now Eric's cheating, bro. All right, now we're going to have to
Told
start
you
watching.
yes. You ain't paying attention. The points are
2
screwed
points.
up.
All right, 2 points for Eric.
Jeez.
I call BS on the second one, but all right, cheater.
Hey, humidity's
Let's keep
good.
going. Now I'm competitive. All right, give me a good one.
I
All
want
right,
to see
this-
this spreadsheet. I think we need to show this spreadsheet on the screen here so everybody can see.
No,
who's
you'll
getting
see it at
points.
the end, bro.
The
You'll see it at
spreadsheet
the
just got smiley faces
end when I'm
on
done
it.
calculating.
all right. So the next one, do you have a method of ventilation in your home that is not from windows and unintentional leakage?
Yes.
I do not.
What you got,
That's
Eric?
the Louisiana special.
What have I got?
Yeah.
I got intake on my return, direct intake into my return air from
Okay,
outside,
nice.
and I've got and bath fans for exhaust.
Yeah, that's all I got is bath fans right now. I'm just
Yeah, but
rigging it.
the caveat should be you have to run, if you're running the bath fan continuous, or you run it at high enough to get proper exchange rate, should it actually count.
What's proper
Understand.
exchange rate?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna put a
As soon as that goes
standard
down.
on it, then I would say it'd have to meet 62.2 standards, or or it either meets 62.2 or you're measuring it against something and keeping it under control. If you're not following 62.2, that's operating the bath fan. But if you're saying, "Hey, I have a bath fan, I run it sometimes," I don't think that's a fair statement.
Then we won't count bath fans, but I do have a fresh air intake on my furnace, and the fan does run all the time on that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let me
Tom-
ask you a
Tom
question:
got the point.
Is that a filtered fresh air into the return?
Yeah, because
Is
it comes in before the air filter.
Okay, then I'm gonna give you. Then I'll give you that point.
Yeah, you don't want
Because I
no
was gonna,
birds. You don't want birds and
I was
squirrels
gonna go,
coming.
man. Well, I could claim that my house freaking infiltration is my fresh air.
Oh no!
He
way.
said, yeah, but he said no infiltration.
Well, what would be a duck going to the return air if it's not filtered? It'd be freaking induced infiltration, in my opinion.
Induced infiltration.
Would it not be? I mean, let's just be honest. What's the difference? Not much difference.
There's
Yeah,
something
well-
about competition that brings out Chris's creativity. I've
See,
never
yeah,
seen this before.
Chris, here in my world, we put filters at the equipment, not at the
Yeah,
wall.
I know. I hear you, bro.
Oh, it's too funny.
Just stating
Too
the
funny.
facts.
Too funny. Well,
Not to have a ventilating
Eric's got the
dehumidifier.
point, and Kevin's got what? What he's got an ERV and a ventilating dehu.
I got
That was
a
question.
ERV up there.
ERV. Yeah, I
Now,
gotta get one of those.
we talk about my office. I got an ERV in here.
Ooh,
So-
you have an ERV in there. Nice.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to quit using the excuse that I plan to move, and that's why I'm not touching this house. Because that's what I keep telling people when people say, "Have you done this?" It's like, "Nah, man," because I live in a
No, I'm gonna
crappy
move.
house and I'm planning on moving.
Here's the thing, Chris. I plan on moving too, but it's not going to be for a long, long time, and it may not be till I'm dead. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
I
Don't-
know. I keep
Don't
saying
be the
that.
customer that we're always talking about. Like,
I
sir,
know,
would you
man.
like
I
a new
am, I am
AC?
my own worst enemy.
No, we're moving.
I'm selling my house. No, I'm
We're
selling. I'm
selling
gonna
a
get.
house.
I need one more year out of it.
Yeah, we need one
Yeah.
more year out. We're selling a house. We're moving to Florida. I don't
I'm
need
that,
an ERV.
I'm definitely that customer. 100%.
I'll
the
call Johnny
cobbler-
Super Jack. He'll hook you up.
The cobbler's shoes and all that stuff, right? Or
Mhm.
cobbler's kids.
Dude, I blame it on the interest rate. I mean, it's like, not to- not
Dude,
to
your
put my-
sister's a banker. She was on the show. Come on.
I know, and that's why I
Oh,
had to
Fangool.
move. Because like every time I complain about my house, my sister's like, "You're 2%. What do you? I don't understand why are you bitching?" And I'm like, "I
Oh,
know, but I don't
Dear
like the
God,
house." I live
2%.
in."
Next question. Yeah. Half the world's at 6.
Well, they didn't have to be. The 2% was available. They could have got in at that time.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Not
So
my
that-
bad. It's not, dude. It's not my fault. My sister's a hammer down banker and goes lock in. We're at 2%. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Just pull the trigger. Tell me what I got to spend.
2%
Refi,
good, man.
refi for 15 years at 2. Yes, I'm in.
Yeah. 2's good. All right. What's the next question? What we got?
All right. Do you have an approach that keeps humidity within 40 to 60% RH throughout the year?
Yes.
Surprisingly, I hang in there.
Point right here.
So basically, do you have a standalone dehumidifier or do you have reheat?
If you live in your part of the world, yeah.
Yeah. But if you live in my part of the world, you got to have humidity addition in the most of the year, or in part of the year, likely.
So Eric gets a point. I'm assuming Kevin gets a point.
Kevin's winning this game.
I have really fell off the wagon with tracking people who are in the chat. So sorry, guys. You know what? I'm just
Bypass
gonna give Tom 2 random points because I know he's an overachiever, and I'm sure he did half of what we've talked about or more. So Tom, just because I'm not paying attention, but I know who you are, I'm giving you bonus points, my friend. You know what? One more to Tom, just because I feel like it. Tom's 5 for 5.
Yeah, you know, Steve the Pistachio's good. So hopefully, yeah, he's not in the chat, so he'll beat us up in that one.
Yeah.
Is
All
it
right,
Steve?
We're on
Kevin?
questions. We're halfway to wait. How many questions? 8 questions.
8? Yeah. There's not too many more.
So we're at 6. All right,
Dude.
let's make fun of Chris's home.
Okay, number 7. Is your home ozone free? And by that I mean if you have UV, it's UL 2998, which is certified ozone free and free of electronic air cleaners that produce ozone.
I don't have anything in my house.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm usually running.
Well, you know what? Unless my stove or something generates it, and I haven't looked into that. Don't some like electric stoves generate some type of particles?
Really?
Photocopiers would produce ozone.
Photocopiers.
They used to be one of the biggest sources.
Oh,
Not. Yeah, the old electrostatic photocopiers would.
Mhm.
What was it? What was it that the ovens were generating? That was circulating with some chat for there for a while. I don't remember what it was.
Gas ovens?
No, I don't know. I thought there was a debate on appliances generating something in a home.
Hmm.
I
Well,
draw
I
blank
mean,
on that.
you would generate NOx or typical VOCs.
Not unless you're burning something. I
Right,
mean,
so-
you can get things like carbon monoxide out of an electric oven if you use a self-cleaning feature.
So everybody gets a point.
Well, I don't know. I'm at 8 parts per billion, 5 parts per billion
On what?
on ozone usually
How are you
Yeah.
measuring that?
on a Yoo-Hoo sensor. I've got 2 of
Okay.
them.
Nice.
So I don't know.
That's
At least
I mean,
some.
you're gonna have some ozone naturally.
Mhm.
Right. Okay, let me
You know,
see
that
what they
ozone
say is
is-
high. Yoo-Hoo says 30 parts per billion is in the yellow and 70 is crucial.
So you're good.
So good. Okay, yeah, throw me a point.
I missed this comment earlier, but Neil said fiberglass in the wall filters it. I'm assuming that's back to the ventilation.
Fiberglass?
No
Yes,
unintentional.
When we were talking about filtered air, he's basically saying like, well, fiberglass insulation's filtered.
That's the whole house air filter.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
You
what I
gotta-
got. The
you
whole
gotta-
house.
A
Whole
literal
house air filter.
That's
Make
funny.
sure you take your walls apart and change that periodically
Yes.
so that it can keep.
Yeah, rip
No,
them
you,
bats
you
out.
leave it in there. It becomes more, it filters
Dude,
better the
Mike.
dirtier it gets.
Mike, the next
Oh,
time you
hey.
make a YouTube short, I want you to pull a bat up out of a ceiling and be like, somebody needs to change these damn bat filters out.
Change these damn
He's like-
filters.
These things are dirty.
Call the attic queen down in Florida. She'll come
Yeah,
change it for you.
call the
That'd be
attic queen.
hilarious.
Man, we got to change this filter out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah, these filters are nasty.
I'll be the
You know what,
number
so-
one insulation contractor in Florida soon here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everybody's
ozone,
attic insulation.
ozone is actually fascinating. Like I've done a deep dive in ozone, and I mean, first of all, it is naturally produced. Like it's an
Yeah.
interaction with the sun. So one interesting thing is you're going to see higher levels of ozone in the daytime, and specifically at sort of peak sun, like around maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Which would also mean that nighttime might be the best time to ventilate because most of the ozone's outside. So if you're
Oh,
ventilating
right.
during the hottest part of the day, you're probably pulling in ozone into your home. And then ozone's the craziest pollutant because it's like a catalyst. It does all sorts of crazy chemistry. Like
Really?
I just listened to this 2-hour podcast where this chemist just went into all the deep chemistry of what ozone does. Like ozone interacts with the oils on your skin,
Oh yeah, that's
and it
right.
and it interacts with olive oil.
Rubber.
And so if in your kitchen, if there's ozone in your kitchen, it's just interacting with all the cooking oils that are on your surfaces. I mean, it's crazy, and it's creating aldehydes. So it's creating formaldehyde. It's creating some of the most toxic VOCs.
Wow.
I mean, ozone's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Like no wonder we've banned it. But I mean, people are putting ozone generators. It was only 2 or 3 years ago that all the UV lights were producing ozone. So I mean, just crazy.
I sold UVs with a little ozone spot on it from Fresh Air. That's right.
Yeah.
You had to pay extra for that, and oof, yeah.
Don't
man.
lightning strikes too create a lot of ozone in the air?
Yep.
They
That's
do,
why
they
you
do.
get that really fresh smell after a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
I had a work shirt that was like real strong smelling, so I threw it an ozone generator in a box in my garage, and oh my god, dude! I opened that
Clean
garage
that
door.
So I will say this: there could be some solid use cases for it, though. Tell me what the bad part of this would be. Like I knew a guy who used to detail cars, and he would take one of these portable ozone generators and he would set it in the car if it was like smoke. It was smoked in and it was stinky.
Mhm.
Dude, it
And so
works
he would
good.
plug in the ozone generator and let it run for a little while, and then he'd go open the door and let the car ventilate out for a couple hours, and then the car would smell like not new but pretty new. Like it would knock it down.
Yep.
So
I
you
used
know,
that. I
ozone
did that for a
generator-
house one time. Yeah.
Ozone generators are used for smoke cleanup in house fires and things like that, or when you have smoke damage in houses and buildings.
They're awesome when there's no humans in the space.
Yeah.
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 yeah,
That I was gonna say that, Kevin. Thank you.
yeah.
When people are not there.
I think there could be a solid use case for it. Potentially, where my mind goes is like, I
like
don't
a
know,
bar or something?
No, what even? Maybe I'm reaching here, but like, what about like a surgery place where like you want to clean sweep the place at night? Because
Dude,
like
that would be
you have
awesome.
people come in to clean, but can
Yeah.
they really clean as much as the air can touch?
They
Right?
actually have those.
They do have
Oh.
like room scrubbers like that?
Yeah.
Because that would be cool, man.
They're
And then
they're
they-
like a cart. They're like a cart that they'll roll into the room. They have UV. They have really high UV irradiation on them. They'll have
Yeah.
ozone. All those things. They'll roll it in the room. They'll set it up, close the room up, lock the room down, and leave for 2, 4, however long they want to leave for, and then ventilate the room, and then come back in and pull the cart out.
That reminds
room.
me of that part in E.T. when the kid walks into the bubble and the air comes down and he goes to see E.T. He's like dying in there. That's what they do for people that come, like they're hanging out in special zones where there's Ebola. They hit them with that spray. You gotta disinfect. It's not like it's Febreze or anything. You got ozone, man.
Seems
I
like
did
a
that-
decent idea. If
I think Mike's been watching some sci-fi movies here.
Yeah. That's it.
if you have an
Tequila.
unoccupied, if your building's unoccupied
Well,
at
that
night,
explains a lot.
seems like a decent. I mean, if you could,
Right?
if you had an ozone monitor and a CO2 monitor, and you could check, okay, no one's in here, and then you could ventilate down the ozone by the time people
Yeah.
get there. Yeah,
I
Right.
think there should be an occupancy sensor tied to that. You know,
Right.
yeah.
As like
And
a
a
fail
1 hour minimum since somebody was there. And
I mean,
then
they
you
were
could
doing
ozone
crazy
it.
stuff during COVID. Like hotel rooms were spraying
I
hydrogen
saw-
peroxide and all sorts of stuff between your stay. Like when they were changing over the hotel rooms, they were doing
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
That's right. Like I could see that going on in like a bounce house or something, where they shut down for the night and a whole bunch of ozone generators.
like those jump houses, man. They have those foam blocks. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? How
Oh.
gross is that?
I got in there, man. I didn't care.
It's like, but all those blocks are full of kids' sweat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hockey bags, yeah.
Yeah,
dude. It's like
how
the
often do those
ball
foam
house.
blocks get changed out? Probably never. How gross is
Never.
that, man?
They need an ozone
Whole pit.
generator in there, man.
Yeah.
But ozone breaks down over time, Kevin. Did they talk about that? Like what's like the shelf life or whatever, or the half life?
Well, it's highly reactive. There's like reactive oxygen species, ROS, that it's one of the most reactive substances, and just the amount of chemistry that it does until you sort of ventilate it out, it's just going to keep doing chemistry. It's like
Wow.
throwing an accelerant into a laboratory and just not knowing what's going to happen.
Right.
And to be honest, in the IAQ industry, if you go deep into the research papers and talk to the experts, like we just do not have enough research on indoor chemistry of homes, like
Yeah.
specifically chemists using $800,000 speciating sensors to understand what the heck's actually
Yeah.
happening. And
Have you seen
there's
what-
not enough studies. We
Have you
don't
seen
know.
what Corbett's doing with somebody in
HomeChem.
Texas?
Yeah,
HomeChem.
the HomeChem study
That's pretty
by the
good,
Sloan
man.
Foundation, that was great. That was several years ago, and there's
Was it really?
There,
Wow.
there's quite a few studies out there. There was one famous one on an airplane, where they had like a mock airplane and they had people sit in there, and they discovered that the skin oils were creating reactions with the ozone.
Wow.
But there's just so many unintended effects of for anyone who's listening, like adding stuff to the air, especially ozone, we just don't know enough. Like
Right.
even the scientists don't know enough, and we're going around like the lemon scent that we spray in the air from like a cleaner will react with ozone and create formaldehyde. Like we don't know what we're doing. We can't be adding stuff in the air.
Well, and one of the challenges we run into with the scientists not knowing enough is like there are literally so many different combinations of things to test, and even the sensors literally can't pick them up in the places that they happen all the time, because not only do you have to have that combination happening, then you have to have a sensor there in order to pick it up and identify what's happening, and that is just an exceptionally complex thing to do.
Yeah.
So we may
That's a
never
hard
know 100% on all this stuff.
This is my theory. This is my theory of this industry for IAQ is that eventually it's so complicated and it's so nuanced and there's so many interactions, and your control strategy for how you ventilate, like it matters the outdoor ozone, the outdoor PM, and the indoor parameters. I think over time we're going to add more sensors, and then the controls will get so complicated that we won't be able to set up controls. There will be like more advanced algorithms behind the scenes that are optimizing for chemistry that we barely understand. This is so complicated. And anytime, it's so funny, anytime I see somebody on LinkedIn or any of these platforms who are, this is the thing, this, you need to ventilate this way. And
Right.
we know so little that you're kind of putting your foot in your mouth. Even sometimes when I think I know something in IAQ, and I spend a lot of time studying it, there's so much more nuance and complexity.
It's
the deeper you go, the more you're like, oh, like education is so far away from where it needs to be, and no one's going to want to learn all this. It's way too deep of a rabbit hole.
Yeah, and that's a challenge too. Is like at a certain point, it becomes so deep that nobody's going to learn it, and everybody just throws their hands up and says, "Well, now we're not going to do anything at all because it's just all too complicated."
Which is why I think eventually it needs to get to like there's some sensor array that has like all the sensors, and then it's connected to all your controls, and it's doing like complex algorithmic choices that make decisions based on the optimal chemistry happening in your home. Like things are going to get crazy in the future, but we're so far away from that. Like we're in like version 0, and we need to get to like version 20.
ChatGPT told me it could do it last night. I unplugged my
Hallucinate.
internet.
and I mean, then at that point, like there's a lot of different possibilities there, because what do is bringing an outdoor air always the best solution? Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Like who's actually looking at peak ozone levels outside when they're ventilating?
Not me.
And then thinking about the chemistry that might do inside. Like nobody.
Do we have an and I know some of the
Seriously.
things have had ozone in some of the home monitors, but I don't know really how accurate those sensors are.
Right.
They're not accurate enough.
How accurate are those sensors?
It's not a question of accuracy, and you would appreciate this, Eric, because there's a difference between accuracy and precision, and it's actually the sensitivity.
Okay.
Like they can't sense on a parts per billion level low enough to actually get to the levels of what an indoor environment should be. Right. So it's more like a smoke detector, where it's gonna tell you should be leaving the home, but it's not gonna really tell you where you're at.
Yeah.
Yep. I could stand behind that too, man. It's and you're gonna pack 15 sensors into one little thing the size of a coffee mug. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Well, then every time you measure something in that same sensor pack, the price goes up, right?
Yeah.
And then it's harder to sell to the homeowner, because now you're like, well, you need this and you need that and you need this. And before you know it, a homeowner gets to where they're like, come on, man. It starts to sound fishy when it gets too good to be true.
But could we talk about this for a second? The commoditization in the IQ sensor world has been insane over the past 10 years. Like something that was $10,000 10 years ago is now $20. Like it's insane. Like you would not be able to sense PM 2.5 accurately, reliably 10 years ago. So like the more people, because there's so many monitors, there's so many devices out there that sense air quality. Like IKEA makes one, Amazon has their own, right? Like there's so many that the cost is just coming down.
So
I think
right?
The more we get it out there, the more the cost comes down, the sensors improve.
I mean, at a certain point, the sensors are not accurate or precise enough. As Kevin said, there's a trade-off there, because the less expensive the sensors are getting. And some of them are pretty decent, but some of them are kind of iffy.
Yeah, I was going to say, then marketing takes over, and all of a sudden this $20 sensor is the best sensor in the world. And every homeowner has it. You know what I mean? And
one of the challenges we have right now is that there's no standards to compare these sensors to. Right?
Yeah,
there's no measurable standards to say this sensor is, accurate at this level, so that we're comparing these sensors in apples to apples ways.
We could do like a standards committee of the grapevine. We just make we could talk to Johnny Super.
I'm surprised ASHRAE hasn't jumped into that. Kevin?
Well,
What do you
there's-
think- what do you-
Eric, weren't you in the HVI committee?
So
With me,
HVI, the
the
Home
PM2.5?
Ventilating Institute, yeah, I'm still part of that. Is actually working on that. They're putting out the first PM. They're putting out a PM 2.5 sensor standard. Yeah,
Oh,
we
cool.
just finished that up actually. But I got involved with that a couple years back
You hear that, Johnny
Um,
Supertech? You hear that?
Yeah,
because like
exactly.
it was one of those things like the industry needed this.
Yeah.
So there's was quite a few people in that group, and I think that's going to be a good thing. And they wrote it in such a way that they can kind of take it and morph that into other things like CO2 and other stuff and it's designed for consumer grade sensors.
Okay.
Right.
I mean,
that's
to be clear, there are many ways that are defined on how to test particulate sensors. There's ASTM standards. There's the South Coast Air Quality Management District, SE AQMD, based out of Los Angeles, do really good testing. There's a lot of like credible third-party testing organizations that will take your product and test it and make a report on it. So
Okay.
it's not that it doesn't exist. It's just not exactly a standard that everyone adheres to.
Right.
So nobody's
Yeah.
forced to do it.
Do they all use infrared for PM2?
I mean, we don't use infrared. We use 650 nanometer red laser.
Oh, like a red laser? Okay, cool.
Yep. Light scattering.
That's awesome.
All right. Do you guys want to
Alright.
move on? Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I
One
want
more.
to win this. Let's go.
in the shoulder season.
Wait, does this count for like 5 points? Because if Michael wants to win, he's got a large gap to make up.
Damn.
You know, I have another. I just came up with another one. Do you have a low-level carbon monoxide sensor in your home?
Yep.
I do not because I
don't.
have no gas appliances.
Oh, you still get a point then.
You got an
I'm in
attached.
the same boat. I'm in the
You got
same
an
boat.
attached. What?
Weren't you?
got an-
Wait, weren't you just saying how great gas is?
You got it. If you got an.
Yes. Yes.
You got an. Hey,
I have a.
do you
That's
have
why I
an-
hate this house.
Do you have an attached garage?
Oh,
Okay. Oh, the Yoo-Hoo does have CO. Okay. I don't know if it's low level. It's probably nothing.
I'm giving you a point, Mike.
All right. I'm in it. In it
Can I
to win
get-
it.
I gave myself 2 points.
I don't know. I don't know if that's you who's got a good low level on it or not. I don't know what the sensor is they're using.
I got
on
two
that.
Who's. I won one for free. Shout out to Yoo-Hoo.
You've got two who's.
Two Who's.
yeah, Michael Hausch is just walking on with one clipped onto his belt all the
Oh,
time.
that reminds me. Wait a minute.
Wait, Eric, you have that one too, right?
He's like, I got.
Oh yeah,
something-
I've
something
got one in my
drawer.
house. Actually, the one on my backpack literally died as I was leaving my house. Yeah. See, look at that.
Nice.
Wait a minute. What did that say on the screen, Chris? What did that say on the screen?
5,000.
Oh, it says dead. Oh.
Replace battery.
EOL.
End
End
of
of life.
life.
Yeah,
That one's junk. Throw it away. Buy
I
a new
know.
one.
It's flashing though. It did say EOL, and it's saying 0 ppm.
EOL means end of life.
Yeah.
If anyone
Yeah.
in the chat has questions about air quality, let us know.
Yeah, don't
As
be
well.
shy, guys. Let's go.
What-
This was a game, but it was supposed to be educational. Sorry, that was kind of the point.
So what was question number 8? We didn't.
Okay,
get
yeah,
question number-
Well, okay, so that was 8. So now there's 9. So
now
nine
there's
nine is
okay.
in the shoulder seasons when your heating and cooling demand is low, so your system's not running. Do you have an approach to still get filtration, ventilation, or humidity control, or does that stuff all just stop working?
Yes, I do.
I got one.
You got one. What does that mean?
I got 1 point.
Okay.
Well, I got two strategies. Two
I
strategies.
do not.
They're kind of rigged right now.
Chris,
I need
Chris,
I need a ventilating DU. That's what I need.
Chris, I think you need to get to work on that house.
Man, I'm gonna sell this house.
When?
Like,
But
one
you know
more
what?
year. One
But you
more
know what?
didn't
year.
say-
You're right.
You've
it's-
been saying that for like 3 years now.
I probably need to just fix it up and do all of this to make it nice for the next homeowner.
That's
That's
a
what
good
you
point.
want me to. That's what you want to hear out of my mouth. I know.
I want you to
That
fix it
will
up, make
bring
it nice.
resale value. Come
I
on.
want you to-
Okay.
I want you to fix it up, make it nice for you,
Yeah.
so while you're living there.
Yeah.
Come on. If you sell a house and you say you got a ventilating strategy for
true,
VOCs, come on now. Shoulder season
I know.
dehumidification.
You know, I'm struggling with the idea of wanting to encapsulate the attic and rip all the insulation out of the ceiling and vacuum it all out and everything, and then take it to the nanas and back. But I just haven't because I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go there. I'm the kind of person, if I go all the way or I don't go. Right. And so like,
Right.
there's no in between for me.
What about a
And I'm-
ventilating dehu for the shoulder seasons?
I don't know.
Hey,
Come
Mike,
on, Nikki.
come on, Mike, Chris, do it, do
Do
it,
it,
do it, do it.
Do it.
Maybe I get TEC to funnel some cash to me and make videos for it. Huh?
Ooh,
Yeah.
ventilating
Ooh.
dehu.
No peer pressure here.
Yeah.
Santa
No
Fe.
pure- yeah. You see,
Santa
I'm
Fe.
like some-
Nikki Kruger. Excuse me, guys.
So
Chrissy's overhaul.
Hush was just bringing up that DHUs don't have a good lifespan. Didn't Santa Fe just put out a better warranty? That was it's like
They
5 or
did.
6
6
years.
years.
They did,
6
yeah.
years. Thank you.
I mean, so I guess people are expecting they're going to last 10, 12 years.
Yeah, what do they expect?
I don't know what the expectation is. What would be acceptable for people? Because I keep hearing that this is a big issue.
I think realistically, I mean, I would want to get 10 years out of my ventilating dehum. That I would be happy with. Like if 10 years it dies, I would be happy that I got 10 years out of it.
And a
would make
warranty
me
for
happy.
6? It sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I like
I
it.
don't know
I
what
like
I
it.
don't know what I didn't read into the details of their 6-year warranty, but does that mean like 6 years if it springs a leak you get to swap the whole box?
I
I'm
think
assuming
it
what
is.
that means, right?
I think. Let me look that up. I think it's 5-year replacement, 6-year repair, if I remember right.
That's cool.
Mm. Yeah, but who does like refrigerant leak repairs on DHUs?
Man, that'd be a pain.
I'm
Yeah.
not doing it.
That's
Yeah.
critical charge, right?
It's just
What is
not
that?
worth it. It's not worth the time. Just you can
Five-
swap
yeah,
it out
five-
too easy.
5-year full replacement,
That's
plus
nice.
1-year parts.
So let me ask you a question. If you're a technician in the field and you come across a DHU that's 6 years old and it springs a refrigerant leak, I mean, are you going to fix it or are you going to put a new one in? Now, the homeowner, right? This is now what I mean is all the bills go into the homeowner, right? A leak repair is not a cheap repair, right? And especially even on a little DHU like that, right? It sounds like it would be easier because it's a smaller machine, but it's probably more tedious than working on a traditional air conditioner. We have all the tools we're set up for that. When you get into the dehumidifiers, I can't even tell you if I've actually ever welded on a little ventilating dehum before. So I'm not sure if they actually have a charging port.
Nope.
Would I have to install one of the triple screw charging port? And those things are notorious for leaking over time from
No.
vibration.
I
So it's
have
like,
I
do I
have
even
little
want to
Ts,
do
man.
that? You weld
got-
in a T?
I got little T's with a little shredded pin.
And I'm
Well,
pretty
it's
sure those
3/8
little,
though. I don't know if yeah.
those little triple screw taps. I mean, they're really made to get the refrigerant out. They're really
Yeah.
not made to live on there. You're supposed to take them off, weld in a T, and then
I
use
agree.
that moving forward. But
Yeah.
let's be honest, when you start waiving the cost to the homeowner, it's just not worth it, right? It's like, do you want me to leak repair this, and then you're gonna, let's just say you're probably gonna spend $1,000, or you
Well-
want to put that $1,000 to a brand new one
But think
and
about this.
start all over?
It's already installed. You got your electric, you got your drain pan,
Dude.
you got your ductwork hooked
Mike.
up. Just
Popping a dehum in and out takes like
yeah,
an hour, bro.
right?
Especially if it's the same thing. Like if it's the
Yes.
same configuration, the
Like
same
one-
duct
like-
connections, same
Yeah.
electrical connections.
for sure.
Unplug
It's
it,
up easy.
unhook a couple,
Yeah.
unhook a couple low voltage wires, two,
And
3
most
duct
of 'em-
connections done.
You can pop the door
And
off
a
the
drain.
front, and the door's connected to the flex. So you just pop that
Right.
part of the panel off, and it goes on the new machine, and then you don't have to tie the
Bing,
duct in.
bang,
You're just putting
boom,
the
in
freaking
and
panel
out.
back on. I mean,
No
everybody,
problem.
I'm sure, is
hardest-
doing that.
The hardest part's probably the drain, honestly,
Why you say that?
because it's
Yeah.
all going to be glued
'Cause-
together.
Yeah,
Oh.
like you're saying, the electrical's a 110
I
whip.
would say
dude.
that's a big deal.
It's like
I would
plugging
say
in a
changing out a
toaster.
Well, in my world, typically they're in attics horizontally. You can get to them. You can work all the way around them, generally
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
To pop one in and out is really not hard at all.
Yeah.
It's more what's time consuming. If you're asking Kevin, like what's the issue is, the time consuming part is dealing with the warranty process as a company. That's what's painful to the contractor, having to leave the job, go there, paperwork, blah, 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 go back, put a new one in. It's not so much the swap out. It's literally the paperwork that's a pain in the butt.
Right.
That's what takes a lot of time. That's what companies complain about across the board when it comes to any warranty work.
And you're
There's
not talking
paperwork.
specifically one brand. You're just saying across the board. right?
Yeah, this goes to everybody.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one thing that makes brands better than others in certain areas is how those distribution partners handle their warranty process. The less painful they make it on the contractor, the more the contractor is going to stay with you because the warranty process is easy. And if they make it easy, that's a good distributor.
Well,
Even
Chris,
if the distributor's breaking the rules a little bit to make life easy.
The ventilating DHU has filtration, ventilation, and humidity control. So that's the best way you can get your points up.
I know.
Yeah. Get your points up.
Hey, we got to see the spreadsheet because Chris is about ready to pull the plug on this show.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, man. I won.
Like-
See you guys later.
Guys, I just want
You
to
thought
tell
we
y'all, I know it seems it wasn't like I was winning, but I won by a mile. I don't know how. but like
Ah, shucks.
I
How
don't-
did Kevin lose? I don't.
I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
if I'm looking at it, I just did hash marks, but it looks like I got maybe like one more point than Kevin. Eric, you're like halfway to me, and Michael, you were struggling, bro. I'm sorry, but let me tell you what, guys. Tom was off the charts. Tom got like 17 points out of 8 questions. Don't ask me how that happened.
I feel like we just got started, man. We should do a round 2, man.
We could.
Mike, I think you and I just got railroaded on this game.
I,
I,
you
don't
know,
think we got run over by a bus, and I didn't even hear it coming.
I need a raise.
All right. So that's all the time we have for tonight. Kevin, thanks for coming on. That was a ton of fun. I hope if you're out there and you're listening, you learned a lot from Kevin's game that he played with us. My house may be on the market, and obviously it's a damn good house. You just learned from this game. So, keep an eye out. Might be an awesome one on the market.
He's
that-
gonna,
that-
he's
if-
gonna
if
put
we're
the
gonna-
listing up.
If we're doing round 2, does that mean Kevin's coming back next week?
I think we should have Kevin back on and do some deep diving. We didn't dive as deep as I'd have liked to.
I want
We
to
had
hear what
fun,
all.
though.
I want to hear what all Haven's done with
Yeah.
their automation. I want to learn all about that.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we got to dig deep into that, man. You free
Well,
next
yeah.
week?
Let's check Kevin's schedule, and when it's free for Kevin, we'll get Kevin back in.
I think next week I'm on the Misfits.
Oh, there you go. See?
Okay.
They're on Saturday night, right?
Look, don't stress the man out, bro. You're gonna run him off.
2 nights in a row.
Hey,
I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I got the hotline to Kevin. I know how to get his schedule.
Oh yeah. All right. So if you enjoyed it, pay attention. Kevin may be coming back, and if not next week, then the next. I don't know. Kevin, it's up to you, bro. It's up to you.
People might need a break. I don't know. That was a
All
lot.
right. We'll discuss it after the show.
All right.
Yeah.
See you guys next round.
Later.
Catch
for
you guys
having
in
me.
the next one.